Megan Fox.
And Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox writes at PJ Media.
Eat Tucker.
That was your last.
Damn it, man. I cried for 2 days.
Megan, thank you very much for that.
So, I can explain the bed thing.
If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake. Crawl there.
It's like Jesus going into the temple. He's like, I got a whip. Get out! Get out! The lovely and wonderful Megan Fox. Not that one.
Not that one. Not the weird one that drinks blood in his toe thumb.
Megan Fox.
Megan. And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
She's the devil.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox.
I've been very nice to you, although I could probably maybe not be based on the way you have treated me, but I wouldn't do that.
You've never met a like me. You want to tangle? You want to go? Holy sh!
Too much cussing on this. I guess we didn't bleep it, so we got to turn it off. But it's.
You pissed off the wrong woman.
Oh my God! I have been assaulted when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother.
She's the devil.
Not for publication.
The story.
I'm Megan Fox. Thank you. Cheers.
Welcome to the stream, everybody. It's me, Megan Fox. I'm live. It's Thursday. And we have a lot to talk about today. We don't have one topic today. We have several topics today, and we got to get to it because I'm supposed to be packing for my Chicago trip, and I haven't done that yet. So I can't be here too long. But joining me today to make sure that I don't kick the power button on my computer is IT Goatee Brad in the house. Hello. How are you?
I really want this cold to get away because the last thing I need is to.
Sick again.
I don't know how I got sick.
Well, you're sick again. It's just like the sickness in your house. I think you guys need to go through your house with like Clorox, like a steamer and some, I don't know, because it feels like it's just circling. Yes, I need IT supervision, Haley. Thanks for reminding me.
To change my name to the IT supervisor.
All right. We have a lot to get to today, actually. So we have an update in the Jane Doe, or as I like to call her by her real name, Laura Owens case against Clayton Echard, former Bachelor. She was supposed to be deposed yesterday. And that's not, deposition is not optional. When you get called for a deposition, it is actually you are compelled. It is by order of the court. And in fact, if we go to the case law in Arizona, it does say that attendance of a party at a deposition is required without service of a subpoena. So you don't even have to subpoena them. They're just supposed to show up. Do we think that Jane Doe showed up? No, of course she didn't. I didn't think she would. But she did not. She was supposed to be deposed by Clayton Echard's attorney, Greg Woodnick, yesterday. And this is what we have on the docket in Maricopa County. All right. Let's see if we can blow this up. There we go.
He dropped again? Oh no.
No, it's not the second. No, I'll explain. All right. 117. Notice of non-appearance at deposition pursuant to Rule 57G. So she didn't show. Now, let me explain the order for withdrawal. So this order for withdrawal of counsel is the judge's ruling on the withdrawal of counsel that got put in, last week?
Right.
Or 2 weeks ago. And then this is just the digital noting of withdrawal of counsel. So it takes a minute for it to get through the system. To my knowledge, she is still being represented by the discount lawyer that we found, Corey Keith.
Yeah, if I was that attorney, I wouldn't, and my client decided that they weren't going to appear at deposition, then yeah, I might want to withdraw as well.
Well, I did send him a press inquiry this morning. I asked him to explain to me why his client didn't show to a deposition she was required to be at. But I thought there was something interesting on this that said pursuant to Rule 57G. So you know what I did?
Sleuthing.
I went over and looked up Rule 57G because all this stuff is widely available on the internet via Google's. It's quite interesting. You can just find anything you want. Everybody on Reddit is asking, what happens now? What happens now? Well, let's go and look at Rule 57G. Here it is. Failure to attend. Everybody was like, oh, is she going to be held in contempt? Yeah, don't count on it, okay? Don't count on it. I'm trying to get this bigger. Here we go. Failure to attend a deposition or serve a subpoena expenses. A party who attends a notice deposition in person or by an attorney may recover reasonable expenses for attending, including attorney's fees, if the noticing party failed to attend and proceed with the deposition, or failed to serve a subpoena to a non-party deponent who did not attend as a result of the lack of service. I think we're at number 1 on this one, that she just failed to attend. It does not say anything here about contempt. Now, she can be compelled by the order of the court to show up at the next deposition, but I doubt there will be any contempt charges. Judges are very reticent to hold anybody in contempt. I don't know why, but they just don't do it very often. Those of you who are wondering what case this is, you all need to go and read my article on PJ Media. You can clickety-click on it. I will drop it in the chat for you on pjmedia.com. I have written about it. Let me pull it up for you. And you can get the background on the story. Basically, the too long didn't read is really hard. It's too long to even say, but I can try. Basically, former Bachelor Clayton Echard has been falsely accused of being the father of twins to a woman that he had no relations with other than a Monica Lewinsky or 2. There were 2 in one evening.
Oof.
And she says that she was somehow magically impregnated by twins, no less. Twins. And
With twins, not by twins.
oh, sorry. Yeah, with twins, not by twins. That's grammar is important. You can go and read this article. I am dropping it in the chat if you want to get all the details on this. Now, those of you on Rumble, welcome Rumble. I got to pop out the stream so I can see you. I didn't do that. I didn't pop out the chat. Let me do that. There we go.
Shout out to Ghetto Rumble.
Shout out to the ghetto of Rumble. By the way, I tried desperately to use Rumble Studio, but it just does not have the ability of it doesn't have the right abilities yet. I can't share audio on screens that I'm sharing, which is not going to work for my channel. So sorry, Rumble, but you gotta fix that before I can use Rumble Studio. So I'm stuck in StreamYard for now. I dropped the clickety-click in there, and also we have a local live chat going, a members only Thursday live chat. I will drop the link there as well. I really got to get caught up on writing an article about what happened in the Kowalski case too, and we're going to get to that in a minute. But currently we have some other information on the Jane Doe, Laura Owens disaster. Dave Neal got on YouTube this morning, and he was talking about how he believes there is going to be a trial because it looks like on the docket that it's been set for trial. Now, I personally think that does not necessarily mean there's actually going to be a trial. I think this is just what courts do with the scheduling. You know, if one party is asking for a trial, they will set that date and they will set it way out into the future because they know they're going to have to reschedule it a million times. This one is set for February, so it's coming up really, really quickly. And I hope they do have a trial. I mean, I hope that goes through because Clayton needs a chance to have his evidence seen. There's no way this goes to trial, you guys, and she wins. She doesn't have the evidence to win it.
They've mentioned that they just wanted to get him just a hearing for like 30 minutes, and it would break everything wide open in terms of evidentiality and all that.
Right. Right, it should. I mean, it absolutely should. Let me see if I can get to the part about the trial. Yeah, okay, let's see. Let's do this.
To see the judge dismissing.
Oh, whoops.
Muted.
Is that a trial has been set for February 27th, 2024. I mean, I kind of feel like I have to be at Maricopa County reporting on this. Maybe I can hire one of you guys to wait by the courtroom. You know, they'll run out of the court with a note to read the verdict. And what's going to happen is there'll be a bench trial. Bench trial refers to the type of trial that does not involve a jury. I would prefer a jury because I trust that if you give me a dozen people, I don't care their race, origin, as long as they can hear the facts of this case, I believe 100% of them will side with Clayton. Now, what's very interesting is the motion in the ocean, the metaphorical legal ocean, that is, the changing of tides, to use a seaman's metaphor. Oh boy, that's a weird. I meant seamen as in the people that work on the ocean, not the thing lost. Okay, you get the point. Blowjob, baby. All right, it's hey, I'm not on trial yet. Although my
Dave, he cracks me up. His puns are pretty good.
My case, I've got no updates on my case. Again, if any airlines want to sponsor me, I would like to buy refundable tickets. A good Samaritan told me that Delta has a pretty generous refunding policy, but
yeah, because she's going to screw around with him as long as she possibly can too. So that's basically what we know, is that a bench trial has been set for February. So what did he say the date was? It was February 27th. Yeah, so that's coming up. I also, like Dave, would prefer a jury trial, but they don't do jury trials for just everything. I mean, you have a right to a jury trial. So Clayton's attorney must have agreed to a bench trial, because he could have asked for a jury trial, but I don't think he did.
Yeah. The other thing is, if they decided to put in a motion for a jury trial, that's going to put another like 4 months into the time span before it happens. Because then they got to go into voir dire and all that other.
Right. And discovery and all of that stuff. Like, there's a ton of that stuff.
Discovery should have already happened. I mean,
I don't know if it has, because I'm not sure, because it sounds to me like she's been withholding the evidence that they are asking for and have been asking for months now. So I don't know. I that's a question that we need to, and I sent a press inquiry to Clayton's attorney this morning as well. Trying to get some more information about some of this, but I haven't heard back from them. I am dropping Dave's latest YouTube link in the chat. Please go over there and support Dave Neal, because he's doing good work on this case, and he is definitely the one breaking all the news when it is breaking on this case. So go over there and make sure you subscribe and give that video a watch. Give it a click, clickety-click. Locals chat says, take some herbs, Brad. I don't know which ones, Locals. I mean, that's kind of non-specific. Go eat some basil, Brad. You'll feel better.
Oh boy, basil. Just what I need. That and some echinacea and some lavender, and I'll put up some essential oils and
essential oils. Yeah. Okay. So then there's this other issue of the Liz Neptune deal. So we know that Laura Owens sent Liz Neptune some threatening letters. Then she had the Broward County Sheriff's Office send a threatening letter to Liz. And Liz is a Broward County resident. And the threatening letter that they sent to her was insane, with, allegations that did not have the word alleged next to them. And this officer, this lieutenant, apparently sent it. I mean, he told me he sent it. And then Brad looked at the headers on the emails and didn't see any funny business. And so Brad's pretty sure that that came from the Broward County Sheriff. I put in a press inquiry last week, which I know they received, asking them to verify that he did in fact write those words on that letter, and then to tell me why, if he did that, why did he do that with no investigation to find out, is this person in my county really a harasser and abuser, or is she being targeted by a serial harasser? And if he had done even 5 minutes of investigation, he would have found that out. Well, I have not heard back from them yet. I sent them a follow-up this morning. I sent my contact over at the Broward County Sheriff's Department a follow-up email this morning. I did hear back from him. He just sent me an email, and it says, your request is one of several that I'm actively working on. So, because I asked him, I said, it would be really terrible if this went in through another weekend and we have to wait another week for this, when it's kind of a simple request for you to just tell me, did he write it or not? And if he did write it, please explain to me how you do things here with your policy. What's your policy on sending threatening letters to innocent members of the public without doing any investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like he is not does not have an answer for me, but he is actively working on it. So that's the updated news I have on that. Why is my voice going out? If I'm getting sick before, although this is an allergy thing, this was happening to me last week too, and it turned into nothing. It was just a lot of sneezing. I have bad allergies, Brad.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to some of these super chats before we switch topics. I think that's all we have. Oh, I have more news on Echard. Hold on. Sarah Adams gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Thank you and welcome to the Fox Den. Whoever gets that lucky person gets that membership. Sarah, by the way, your book went out yesterday. Those of you who won books the other day, I just sent them out yesterday. I apologize. They did not get out last Friday like I intended. I don't get to town very much. I live kind of far away from civilization in the post office. And it's funny, I have to gear myself up to go into town. It's a going into town day. I have to get all my stuff done. And I just didn't get a chance to do it last week. But I did send it. Your books are on the way. So you will get them soon. Unhung Hero, thanks to the $5 super chat and this disgusting super chat that I have to read. Thank you so much for this. Just appreciate you. I need a different voice for this so that I can have plausible deniability. Why won't it turn on?
There we go. She felt his wetness down below for the second mouth hug. You can't make this stuff up. Come on, Jack.
All right, there. That way it wasn't in my voice. Let's see. Who do we have here? Tammy F says, I love your writing, Megan. Thanks for all you do. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Tammy. I appreciate every single one of you who come here and watch this program. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It is free, costs you nothing. So unless your fingers are broken, you have no excuse. But even if your fingers are broken, your toes still work. I mean, I can shut down my entire stream with just one toe.
And then she does it.
I don't know why this computer is such a bad design, but that button should be nowhere near my monkey toes, because I have monkey toes and it's literally right in the line of fire of my fidgety toes.
I was thinking what you should do is get some scotch tape and a top to a thing of Pam.
Ooh,
and just tape that over top.
Smart. That's very smart. Very smart. That's I think I may have to do that.
It'd be like those nuclear launch buttons where you got to lift the glass case in order to be able to touch the button.
Yes, that's what I need. That is exactly what I need. Megan, I have monkey toes fox. It's true. I can pick up anything with my toes. I often thought, you remember that woman who used to paint with her toes? Because she was paralyzed from I don't know, her arms didn't work because I think she hit her head on a rock or something. Anyway, I used to have these terrible fears that I would hit my head on a rock and be paralyzed, but I would always have the thought in the back of my head, but at least my toes work really well because my toes are very impressive. I can pick anything up with my toes. All right.
Have you seen the lady that can she doesn't have arms, but she can shoot with her legs?
That would be me. I think I could do that. I think I could. Oh man. All right. Saint Dodo, thanks for the super chat, says, I bet the feminists are behind the Broward County Sheriff man sending that email. Hashtag men too, believe all men, paralegal but not attorney. Perhaps, because feminists, that some of those feminists are harpies, let me tell you, some of them. But I'm not sure if they got a hold of the Broward County Sheriff's Office. We'll find out. Donna says there's a very talented lady who crochets with her feet. See, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do with our feet. Never mind. All right. Where am I going with this? What's next? Did I have anything else to talk about with Jane Doe, Laura Owens? Oh, yes. There is one more thing. Oh, what is this? What did you do?
Yeah. So.
Oh my God, I've seen this.
This is some crazy stuff.
This is wild. Did she build that little stand so she can do this? Wow. Just that alone is something I will never accomplish. Whoa. But is she going to get a bullseye is the question.
She's shooting the balloon, but...
She shot a balloon. Wow. All right, I would not be able to do that. That I would not, because I can't do a handstand. The last time I tried to do a handstand, I threw my back out, and I've had reoccurring back problems because of that.
Oh my
When
goodness.
you're a former cheerleader and you turn 30, don't try to do the tricks you used to do at 18. It just won't go well. That's what I did. I'm supposed to look at locals. Okay.
We should get Nick and his lady to do stuff. See how many things they break.
Yeah. See if that would be hilarious. Oh, Nick, do that for like a fundraising stream, cheerleading tricks with Lady Rackets. Oh dear God, I can't show this, locals. This is terrible. I can't. If you want to see the memes on locals, you may have to just go and join meganfox.locals.com. Some of them are too bad for me to show on YouTube. I can't show that one. It's funny, but I'm not showing it, JC. Not on YouTube. Not if I want to keep my monetization. Oh, this one's good though. This one I can show. All right, good for you, locals. Artist rendition of the Jane Doe twins. Oh, Ellie fan, I wish we could do a movie night. But they have blocked all the streaming services have blocked streaming, screen share. And so unless it is on YouTube for free somewhere, or we find it for free somewhere, it's not possible anymore. Jonathan says they're gorgeous. Those twins are just beautiful. The attention to detail is stunning. That's good stuff. Good stuff. What was the other thing? Oh, right. All right. So here's the next thing I have about Laura Owens. So she also has this narrative going. If you guys saw her TEDx talk, which is still up on YouTube for some reason, that's the talk where she defames victim number one and calls him all kinds of terrible things, including a domestic violence, like a violent man who did all these terrible things to her. So she says, and in it, she tells a story about being on an airplane with him and a woman overhearing how abusive he was being to her, allegedly abusive. And this woman supposedly wrote a note. Oh, let me see if I can get this bigger. Supposedly wrote a note to her and passed it to her. And I mean, I don't know if you think that this is a real note or not, but that's what everybody is debating. Like, did this even really happen? Did this note that says, "Dear girlfriend," that right there is a red flag to me. Dear girlfriend. Yes, napkin gate. "I know the Lord had me overhear your conversation to let you know you are a very beautiful young woman." It's funny how the notes to her always include someone saying how beautiful she is. That should have You're a very beautiful young woman that should have a man that makes you cry with wonderful laughter, not bullying. You are being abused. And I like how verbally is scratched out and then
hmm
just written abused. And he will never love you like you deserve. And then it goes on. There's more of this. Um, when I first saw it and heard what it said, I was like, I don't know if she wrote that. I mean, if like a stranger, for one, how do you overhear someone's conversation when you're on a plane sitting in the seat in front of them? That has literally never happened to me. And I don't know if my ears don't work properly, but when I'm on a plane, all I can hear is you can't hear people speaking over that. Can you?
And then there was the headphones too. 'Cause
Right.
everyone's wearing headphones, so how can you hear anything?
I don't know. And I also think it's just I've never heard I've heard people's voices, but there's no way I would have been able to make out words unless they were shouting. And that wasn't really the testimony in this, that like he was shouting or something. And there are 3 different stories of this story. Yes. So there's the story she told on TEDx. Then there's the court documents she submitted with this alleged story in them. And one of these days, we're going to have to go over the 3 different accounts that she tells of the same story, because there are 3 different accounts. One in court or 2 in court documents, and 1 on the TEDx talk. So anyway, why I'm bringing this up is people have found different samples of her writing, her printing.
Oh.
And I have reached out to a handwriting analysis expert. I gave him a quick rundown of what was going on. He has a YouTube channel with his channel is about the same size as mine. I know nothing about this guy, but I was just like, maybe I'll just try. I mean, he's like a professional who actually gets paid to do this. I looked into how much it would cost to actually compare her writing and this napkin, and it would have been like $5,000. That's a lot of money. $5,000
To take them. There's guys on Pawn Stars who have gotten like certified autograph inspectors, and they probably don't even cost $5,000.
Well, this is for use in court.
Oh yeah, for court, yeah, absolutely $5,000.
And if you weren't going to use it in court, it was still going to be like $2,500.
Jeez.
Yeah. So we got some samples of her handwriting that we found in court documents, and I reached out to this handwriting analysis expert. His name is Bart Baggert, I believe. Let me open this up so you can see. Where the hell? Oh, come on. Just where do you want to open this? I don't know. I want it open in... Hey, Brad, how come I can't open a JPEG? How come it doesn't just open a JPEG like normally? It wants me to choose Notepad or Firefox or Windows. What?
You should be able to click more apps, and then there should be a Photos app.
Okay.
Just means that a default program hasn't been set for it.
Oh, Lord. I got this spinning wheel. All right, there should be a Photos app. So we're in the Microsoft store. Is that where I should be?
No, you shouldn't be in the store.
Oh, well, that's where it took me. This is weird. Open file. For some reason, though, it's a JPEG _large. Wonder why.
I've not heard of JPEG_large.
Me either. All right, I'll find it on Reddit instead of my screenshots. Oh, wait. It might be in my screenshots. Hold, please. Because I did take screenshots of it, so hold on. Let me check my gallery. Sorry, I'm not prepared. Hold, please. Where's my hold music? It's got to be in here somewhere.
If you try and open the file with Chrome, it should be able to open it.
All right. I'll try.
Or you can change the file extension from JPEG_large to just JPEG and see if that works.
Open. All right. It says Firefox, so I'll just try that because there's no Chrome. Ah, I got it. Okay, cool. Let me move this over here. And let's stop the music because we're over our technical problems. See, thank God IT Goatee Brad is here. Thank God. All right. Where do I find my... There we go. Entire screen. All right. So here's what Reddit put together. Let me see if I can get this a little bigger. So here's the napkin on the left and on the right. And here is her handwriting, one of her handwriting samples here. So anyway, I sent this over to a handwriting expert who has a YouTube channel. And I asked him, I was like, look, maybe you could use this for content because everybody's talking about it. Maybe you could do an analysis of this just for content. And like, I'll invite you on my channel and I'll tell people about your channel. And maybe Dave Neal will invite you on his channel if you have cool stuff to say. And yes, Dave, I volunteered you to do that. I didn't say you would. I said maybe. Anyway, he agreed to do it. And here's an interesting thing that he said. Just by looking at this handwriting sample that I gave him, here's what he said. This is hilarious. So he wrote me back and he said, I'm willing to assist you. I do not know if there's enough data to get anything beyond inconclusive because comparing cursive and print is not the ideal scenario. But she does have the emotional maturity of a 13-year-old. Low self-esteem, not intelligent.
Wow.
I mean, I could have told you that too. I mean, but it's interesting. Low self-esteem, emotional maturity of a 13-year-old, not intelligent. I think Amber Heard's writing could tell you that as well. These two are very, very similar. He's leaning right now towards indicators that suggest a different person wrote the notes, but he wants to see more samples. So I did find more samples and I did send them to him. So stay tuned because in the coming days, we're going to have a literal handwriting expert take a look at this handwriting and tell us what he thinks about it and what it could show. And I'm excited about that. I think that's going to be fun. So his, let me show you his YouTube channel. It is, let's see, where is he? Let's go back to YouTube. So you guys should go over there and subscribe because I think he's going to be doing, he'll probably be doing a video on this. Here he is. I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys. His name is Bart Baggett. I think that's how you say his last name. Clickety click. There we go. Rumble and share screen. All right. So this is, and look, I'm not subscribed. I'm going to subscribe right now. Subscribed. So he does a bunch of, he did like some Meghan Markle handwriting analysis, which must be hilarious because you know how she writes in that ridiculous calligraphy script.
Over-exaggerated cursive.
She writes in calligraphy. Who does this? Who does this? Meghan Markle does. She's, of all the attention-seeking, wenches out there, this one's one of the worst as well.
If he could make content like Lockpicking Lawyer, he could just instantly jump off like nobody's business.
What's lockpicking lawyer?
Oh, you've never heard of lockpicking lawyer? Oh
No.
God, we need to go over some.
Well, let's look at this video. Actually, I kind of want to see this.
I'll
Oh,
pull this up.
it's an entire hour. Darn it. But I'm probably going to I'm going to watch this later. Oh, it's like he's teaching a class on it. This is fun. I'm going to go and watch this later.
No, it's audio. There's no audio, Megan.
Oh, what? How can there
Can't
be
hear
no audio?
Did you share the tab without audio?
Maybe. Oh, probably because I was sharing window instead of because I was on Firefox before. That's why. All right, now it'll work. Back up 5 seconds because he was actually getting to something interesting.
Instantly in her hand, this rising star. We're still shooting that beautiful girl carrying. So here's this interesting superstar, this rising star, this brand new royal family, and instantly in her handwriting, there's simple things that we see. So Pooja, do a quick analysis and just make sure that we use some primary traits, and then focus on the idea of guilt and then how it moves into other areas. And then also I'll ask Derek to chime in on this when you're finished, Pooja.
Yeah, sure. Something that I really got amazed when I saw this was determination, the way the M has gone down. That's one of our primary traits. Another thing that surprised me, which was not maybe initially when I saw her signature, was fluidity of thought. If you see how the G and H is getting connected, that's fluidity of thought. And how beautifully she can express her feelings. I think it makes a lot of sense when she can actually convince other people to do what she feels is right.
She's very manipulative. That's what that shows. That's funny. So anyway, so Bart's interested in this story. So I'm excited about this. He finds it fascinating. He said he thought this was a fascinating story, which it is. It is a fascinating story. What do you got to I see you added something to the stage. What are we sharing, Brad?
Well, before we go there, so apparently when we have a super chat, Sarah says that she's a behavioral analyst and she compares handwriting on the daily.
Really? Well, Sarah, you're in locals, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I can send you that. I can send you the samples. Actually, I have your email, Sarah, because I just sent you a book. So why don't I send it to you on email? Because I have a bunch of different samples. I'll send them to you and you can take a look at them also. I think to me, it looks like the same handwriting. I think it just looks a little different because the napkin, it's hard to write on a napkin and like you have to kind of stretch out your letters more. And also it is cursive versus how she writes in print most of the other times. And I think that could have been done to hide that it was her handwriting. I did reach out to the woman. I reached out to the woman who she allegedly wrote the note. I found her, well, Reddit found her, and because she had supposedly put an affidavit in at the court. Now, I wanted to ask her, did you actually write this affidavit? Is this actually you? Did you actually do these things? And we'll see. We'll see. I didn't hear back from her. Actually, I should check my messenger to see if I did, because I don't get notifications for Facebook Messenger, so I always have to go in and check and remember that I sent people. I never use Facebook. Facebook is terrible. Facebook is for serious boomers, and I'm kind of just a sort of boomer with my tech skills.
All right.
No, she hasn't seen it either yet. She has not looked at it, and she has not responded, so I don't know if she's going to let me know. But I have reached out to the woman who allegedly wrote the note. But I'm looking really forward to the handwriting analysis, and I'm looking forward to whatever Bart decides to do on his channel with it. I think will be great and a lot of fun. So let's move on. We're now going to move on. So that's the update in the Laura Owens and Clayton Echard case. Let's move on to JHACH because there is some news. Now, first, let's go to what I discovered on Twitter today, which was absolutely hilarious. So I'm scrolling on Twitter. I'm just sitting on the couch. You can probably thank this Libs of TikTok for posting this for my live stream today, because I probably wouldn't have gone live if this hadn't happened. I just got such a kick out of it that it made me laugh. So the Libs of TikTok posted a very disturbing video from Milford Regional Hospital or medical care. I don't know what they do. And let's find out where they are actually. Milford Regional. We should probably know where they are. Regional Medical Center. Milford, Massachusetts. Okay. So this is a Massachusetts medical center. Libs of TikTok found this video somewhere and they have posted it. Now, if this totally relates to the things that we've been talking about with JHACH and what they did in the Kowalski case, and also how our medical system, we just don't trust it anymore. And here's why, because they do stupid shit like this.
I'm Dr. Peter Smolowitz, Chief Medical Officer at Milford Regional Medical Center. Milford Regional Medical Center is committed to providing exceptional healthcare services to our community with dignity, compassion, and respect. Everyone should expect a safe, caring, and inclusive environment in all our...
Okay, now pay attention. This says patient and visitor code of conduct. He is not right now talking about the code of conduct for his doctors and nurses. He's talking about they're implementing a code of conduct for patients and visitors, which again, every time I've gone into a medical facility since COVID, there are huge signs everywhere that say belligerent behavior will not be tolerated and you will be subject to arrest. And I think, wow, that's aggressive. Why would I behave belligerently? Like, what are you going to do to me in here that's going to make me behave belligerently? So I've seen this push ever since COVID to like impose rules on the public. And here we go. This is about patient and visitor code of conduct.
Our spaces. Our patient and visitor code of conduct helps us meet this goal. Words or actions that are disrespectful, racist, discriminatory, hostile, or harassing are not welcome and will not be tolerated.
Now, remember, they said that Beata Kowalski was harassing and, other whatever else he said there. I don't think they called her a racist necessarily, but they said she was harassing the staff and all of that stuff. LA says, how much Botox? He does look like he might be indulging in the Botox a bit. Anyway, when you have these like hospital officials and administrators deciding what's racist, what's abusive, what's harassment, that scares me for a lot of reasons, because Maya Kowalski's parents were investigated because her mother was deemed to be those things, deemed to be harassing and bullying and blah, blah. When now we know that's not what it was. She was just a concerned parent who was watching a nursing staff mistreat her child. Yeah, belligerently. I may behave belligerently if I'm in pain and don't really want to get arrested for that. Oh, it's worse than that. They won't arrest you. They're going to deny you medical care. So remember, if you come in screaming and swearing and you tell some nurse to, fuck off because she's hurting you, they could just throw you out on the street, I guess.
Examples of these include offensive comments about others' race, ethnicity, accent, religion, gender, sexual orientation, or other personal traits, refusal to see a clinician or other staff member based on these personal traits.
Whoa. So are you no longer, as a female, allowed to say, I only want a female doctor? What if you're a survivor of some kind of trauma and you will only see a female doctor? You're not allowed to do that. Refusal to see a clinician based on these traits. Are you kidding? Do you know how many times I've asked for a female doctor for my children or for me?
I think a lot of it will come down to, I don't want like an Indian person giving me medical care or anything like that, or saying I don't want a trans person giving me care. Or
who would turn down an Indian doctor? You'd have to be so stupid to do that. They are the smartest doctors on the face of the planet. If you get an Indian doctor, you're in good hands. I've never, ever seen an Indian doctor that wasn't fantastic. Frankly, I pray to God every time I go to a hospital, please, Lord, let there be an Indian doctor here. But yeah, I mean, you know what this is? They're gonna start, if you decide that maybe the clinician they assigned you to might have been a diversity hire and you don't want them because they seem stupid, they're gonna say you don't have a choice to ask for a different doctor.
Right.
Aggressive or intimidating behavior, physical or verbal threats, and assaults, sexual or vulgar words or actions.
I mean, I can get down with that. I mean, nobody should be assaulting anybody in a hospital, but that didn't stop JHACH from assaulting Maya. So when does the staff get held accountable for these things?
And disrupting another patient's care or experience. Please recognize that body language and tone of voice are also important parts of communication. If we believe you have violated our code with unwelcome words or actions.
Unwelcome words. Unwelcome words, Brad.
You stupid people.
You will be given a chance to explain your point of view. We will always carefully consider your response before we make any decisions about future care.
Bullshit.
Know that we also have a similar code of conduct in place for our staff and providers. To review the full patient and visitor code of conduct, visit our website. We look forward to continuing to serve our community and trust that this code of conduct clarifies expectations and reinforces our commitment to a safe, caring, and inclusive environment for all.
Okay. Is it just me, or does this have the feeling of a hostage video also? Like, I'm getting ready for a guy in a ski mask to show up behind him.
Yeah, you can't see his arms because they're tied behind his back.
Is he blink twice if you need help? What the hell?
You need medical care, sir.
Yeah, Bama Rose says, can they really do this? I thought an ER could not turn anyone away if they actually need help. Yeah, I mean, I thought that too, but they seem to be just instituting whatever the hell stupid rules they want to turn people away. Yeah, the music is funny too. It's like this uplifting music while they're telling you, we're going to kick your ass out of the hospital for not using your nice words. Just use your nice words. Yeah, okay. Anywho, the reason why I'm playing this and how it relates to JHACH is I go to retweet this and I go to tag all children's in it. And as I do that, hold on, let me show you what I find. As I do that, I almost spit out my coffee. I jumped off the couch and I was like, oh my God, all children's is following me. Now, this is a new development. I know this because I followed them way back when I started doing the Kowalski trial. And I've kind of checked every once in a while to see, like, are they keeping tabs on me? And they hadn't been. And somehow, oh my God, wait a minute. Look at this. Dan Kleinman. I love Dan Kleinman. He responded to this and he goes, sexual or other vulgar words? Don't read school children's books in this medical office.
No, they'll be on display.
Out. Yeah.
It'll be in the reading corner for all the kids to read, but if you say anything, they might toss you out.
Right. So I go to retweet this, and look what I find. Oh, this is so funny. Pull this up. I start typing, and it says Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital follows you. Shit. So you know what this means now, folks? They are reading every single tweet I put out when I tag them. So if you have any memes that you want them to see, go to my Twitter account at Megan Fox Writer, head over to here to this tweet where I said, today I learned all children's follows me. Listen up, brainstems. Settle with the Kowalskis now and
They're
apologize.
Not tagged anymore.
They're not tagged. Oh my God, did they block me? They blocked me. I bet did they block me now? Now they don't want to follow me. Oh, look at that. I bet they did. I bet they blocked me. Holy shit. So they got caught. Oh man. And I was just going to say, you can go and put all your memes on this tweet and they would see them all. And now they won't because they chickened out. How do I find out if they blocked me?
If you can search
I gotta go
for them.
search for them.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
It still says follows you.
So they must have. I don't know if they do it like
How did
Facebook where they can request not being tagged anymore.
Nick Likes the Soup says, I would block Megan too for using white mode instead of night mode. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And that's because when I'm streaming, if the screen is dark, the lighting on my face is worse. So I use it like this.
So the weird thing is, I look at Johns Hopkins All Children's. It says not followed by anyone you're following, but I'm following you.
That's weird. So look at who they're following. Let's see who else they're following. Me, Tampa Bay Lightning hockey team.
Yeah,
that's weird. WFLA News. Here's a doctor they're following. Tampa Bay Rays. American Academy of Pediatrics. Boy, I'm up there with a lot of big names, aren't I? Tampa Bay Times. David Hackham, Chief of Pediatric Surgery. USF Football. Boy, they follow a lot of sports teams. I wonder if they're a children's hospital, so they don't do medical care for them. Hopkins Medical News. Some dude on the radio. Peter Schorsch. Don't know who he is. A politician, I guess. Hopkins Nursing, AAP News, Johns Hopkins University. So they don't follow a ton of... Hey, they're following... Linz, are they following you? Linz is one of my girls. That's funny. She's one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Republican candidate for Florida Congressional District 15, Laurel Lee, Kathy Castor, Marco Rubio. Boy, I haven't heard from little Marco in a while.
In the official account of Marco Rubio.
Right, both of them. St. Pete Police, that makes sense since they're so tight. They definitely have to have them on speed dial. Dunkin' Donuts. They're following Dunkin' Donuts over there at JHACH.
Hoping to get some free coffee sent over to their...
So it looks like mostly media, sports teams, and other Johns Hopkins...
South Florida-based sports teams.
Florida-based sports teams, other doctors, and me. It's interesting. Somehow they removed the tag. I don't know how they did that. How did they remove the tag? How'd they do that? Anyway, they'll still see it because they're still following me. So get over here to this tweet and you can drop all the memes you want Johns Hopkins to see. Put them all in there and they will get to see all your memes, guys. It'll be fun. So I thought that was funny. Okay, speaking of Johns Hopkins, that's not the only thing we have to talk about today. There is news, and I really need to hop on it and write an article about it, but the Tampa Bay Times beat me to it because let's just face it, I'm being lazy. I haven't written hardly anything in a while. Judge lowers award against all children's, but dismisses call for new trial. Christopher O'Donnell writes for the Tampa Bay Times.
We should caveat this. You did a stream about this, reading all the documents. You just didn't put it to paper.
Yeah, right. We streamed the whole thing live. We talked about it, but I have not written an article about it, and I really should, because that's kind of technically my job, and I'm falling down on it. I'm sure my editor is pleased. All right. A Sarasota County judge has lowered the damages awarded by a jury against Johns Hopkins All Children by $47.5 million, but dismissed the hospital's calls for a new trial. And he basically goes over what we already read in the court documents. The claims of juror misconduct, blah, blah, blah. In his order, Carroll, who presided over the 8-week trial, that's our tuft of justice, was highly critical of the St. Petersburg Hospital's defense of its actions during a 3-month period when the hospital cared for Maya. Yeah, like all normal people would be. Mm-hmm. The hospital initially blocked the family from leaving the hospital with their child. Yeah, we knew all of this. The overarching theme of the hospital's motion is it did nothing wrong and its actions were rather ordinary, Carroll wrote. Having sat through the entire trial, the court rhetorically wonders what all children's definition would be of an extraordinary action. Damn it, I didn't add my button. So somebody sent me the damn button. They sent me the sound effect and I meant to get it on the board and I didn't, and that would have been the perfect place to use it. Damn! Because it was so good, but I'm going to get that on the board soon. I just have to do that. All right. But let's get down to the part where Look at this. Look at this nonsense, you guys. In fact, I've got to get this bigger. Despite Tuesday's ruling, Ethan Shapiro, co-lead counsel for all children, said the hospital still plans to appeal the court's decision for as long as necessary. In a statement released Wednesday, he said the court had failed to grasp the complex medical, child safety, and legal issues in this case. Any fair and unbiased review of the facts and the law in this case completely vindicates the care provided by the experts at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, Shapiro said in a statement. It is a sad indictment of the judicial process in this case that those facts were concealed and the law was misrepresented to the jury. Holy shit. Are you kidding me?
Wrong.
Yeah, this guy, anyway, did Ethan Shapiro violate the code of conduct for attorneys is the question. Because here's what the code says in 4-8.2. A, impugning qualifications and integrity of judges or other officers. A lawyer shall not make a statement that the lawyer knows to be false or with reckless disregard as to its truth or falsity concerning the qualifications or integrity of a judge, a mediator, arbitrator, adjudicatory officer, public legal officer, juror, or member of the veneer or candidate for election or appointment to the judicial or legal office. Wouldn't you say, Brad, that this is impugning the character and integrity of Judge Carroll?
I would say so. And Nick had words to say about his judge, but he used softer language than Shapiro did here.
Nick, who?
Ricada talking about his.
Oh, you're telling
case.
me that Ricada was less. Wow! If Ricada was softer than this, that says something. What did he say?
He was basically saying that he believes the judge got it wrong because they didn't use the whatchamacallit.
Was there a ruling in his case?
No, it's currently on appeal because they didn't use the standard, and I can't remember the name of the standard off the top of my head. The summary judgment standard that Colorado law uses for determining their dismissals for
okay, because
defamation.
she ruled that it would not be dismissed.
Yeah, she basically said that summary judgment cannot be found now because it hasn't gone through discovery, but there is nothing to discover because
there's nothing to discover. Yeah.
Because one,
it's a stupid case.
It's dumb, and two, the summary judgment standard, when applied in this manner, assumes that everything is factual and is uncontested.
Right. Well, so if he's nicer to his judge than Ethan Shapiro is to his, there's a problem. When the whiskey drinking lawyer is more circumspect than JHACH's attorneys. Holy shit. You know, this should just go to show you that Greg was absolutely correct when he's been making the rounds on all the channels, and he's basically been saying this is not over. It's not going to be over for a long time. He knew that this was going to be how it went. But will Judge Carroll hold Ethan Shapiro to account for his words?
The only thing that will hold Shapiro down is when they go into mediation with the insurance company. And they go, we're going to keep fighting. And they go, no, you're not.
Right.
We're going to make this end, and then you're going to go disappear.
Well, so that's the bizarre thing. So in the judge's order that we probably didn't spend enough time talking about because I thought it was really significant, Judge Carroll ordered JHACH into mediation with the decision makers at the highest levels at both the insurance companies and at JHACH.
Mm-hmm.
And if they and basically he's saying, this is you must come to some agreement, and you better do it soon, so I don't do it for you before the judgment goes in.
Mm-hmm.
And this, because it's like your last chance to not owe $200 million. This is your chance to go in and be like, okay, we won't appeal, and we'll pay 150. or we'll pay 100, and we
You
won't
were
appeal.
saying that every dollar that gets awarded is medical care that doesn't get provided to children, and
Right.
you know, you could turn a $220 million judgment into something less and get the stain off before you get, whacked in the balls with a wiffle bat on
Right.
all of this money.
Right. All of this money, which is going to be accruing interest every single day. And this is possible. Watcher says judge set the trap. Now sanctions. I mean, the sanctions hearing is going to happen after the mediation, though. Not until after mediation. They're still withholding that sanctions thing until mediation, and mediation has to happen by my birthday, April 15th. And I'll remember that date because it's my birthday. And I'm going to be 48. I can't even believe it. I am just racing toward 50, and I don't even know what to say to that other than
I
wow,
hit 35 this year, and it still feels weird.
time flies, man. This is how I feel about it, really. Okay. Nick Dimitro, thanks for the super chat, says I was snooping her podcast Instagram, and she actually has a photo of the woman and a pic of the napkin. A photo of the woman?
Laura Owens' podcast Instagram, and she has a photo of the woman who supposedly wrote the note of the napkin.
Yeah, I have a photo of her too. And that's why I reached out to her, because I was like, did she really write this thing? I mean, I don't know, but I haven't heard, so we'll see. Why would she put a photo of her up? That seems like invasive. Sarah Adams says, I'm a behavioral analyst by trade. I do this daily. Oh yeah, we already read that, but thank you. Choosy Heretics, choose Carnation Revolution now. Thanks for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Yes, Johns Hopkins did just buy land for a new hospital in Florida. They cry broke, but this is what they're doing. They're building new buildings. They're just unbelievable. Kiwimi says, I swear the defense is trying to provoke the judge into issuing sanctions so they can claim judicial bias on appeal. Well, I don't know how they're going to get away with that. Their behavior has been unconscionable. I've never seen lawyers behave the way they have in this trial. Never. I've never seen it. I cover cases, not even Elaine Bredehoft, who was so bad.
Yeah.
Not even she treated a judge this way. She never screamed at the judge in court. How many times did these guys yell at Judge Carroll? How many times did they have to be told to sit down and stop looking at me like that? Like, I've never seen that before from attorneys. Yeah, they sure aren't trying to restore their reputation. Well, that's why I tweeted what I tweeted at them. I said, the only way that you are going to get out of this is to apologize now, settle with the Kowalskis, and apologize to us for destroying our trust in the medical system, because that's your fault. And that's the only way you're going to recover. What?
If the hospital decides to get new counsel and then says they had inefficient assistance of counsel.
Well, that would be a really stupid argument, because they've had them on staff for how many years now? I mean, Hunter has been involved in this balls deep since the beginning of this, since the taking of Maya. He was the one in juvenile court, and they had no problem with their legal assistance then. So I don't think that would fly. I don't think that would go anywhere. Not to mention that they're Henderson Hill and whatever the name of their thing is, something Henderson Hill. They are one of the most they're a huge law firm. They're very respected. There's no way that you can go with ineffective counsel when you have them. I mean, they had a damn former judge.
Yeah,
Altenburn is a former appellate judge. They don't get to claim ineffective counsel, but it would be funny if they tried. Atomic Ray on Rumble. Thank you for the Rumble rant. Did you discuss this, Megan? You know what? I didn't. And let's do that, because that is something that came up as well. And I tweeted about it. Johns Hopkins University weaponized DEI against white heterosexual Christian males. And also, we can tell from the Kowalski case, females as well. So this DEI thing that happened, it says early last week on Twitter, and on the Twitter account called End Wokeness, posted the January 2024 newsletter from Johns Hopkins University's monthly diversity digest. Oh my God, they have a monthly diversity digest.
Yeah.
That's got to be some fantastic reading that will put you right to sleep at bedtime. If any of you have insomnia, I highly suggest getting a copy of Johns Hopkins University's monthly Diversity Digest and just start reading that. You will be asleep in no time. It'll be like Ambien times 10. The
They should just call it
message-
White Guilt Weekly.
White guilt. The message was from Chief Diversity Officer Dr. Sharita Golden, who discussed the fictional and made-up left-wing ideological concept of privilege. In her despicable list, Golden targeted whites, Christians, males, and heterosexuals, among other people, as those who benefit from privilege, even if they were unaware of it. The message read like a public decree identifying enemies of the state. This is in the Washington Examiner. This is cracking me up. Rather than a monthly communication letter at a university. Here's a
pull
quote.
up the post.
I should pull it up. I will. Privilege is a set of unearned benefits given to people who are in a specific social group, the newsletter read. Privilege operates on personal, interpersonal, cultural, and institutional levels, and it provides advantages and favors to members of dominant groups at the expense of members of other groups. Golden then claimed that essentially anything people in these groups earned was not legitimately attained. They just benefited because they were white, heterosexual, Christian, or cisgender. I hate that word. That is a made-up bullshit word. That doesn't exist.
Bullshit.
It was the kind of discrimination, bigotry, and prejudice that has become all too common with left-wing academic aristocrats and DEI acolytes. They embrace and encourage racial bigotry, so long as it's the kind that aligns with their ideological beliefs. Privilege is characteristically invisible to people who have it. People in dominant groups often believe they have earned the privileges they enjoy, or that everyone could have access to these privileges if only they worked to earn them, the newsletter claimed. In fact, privileges are unearned and are granted to people in their dominant groups, whether they want those privileges or not, and regardless of their stated intent. Now, what I found interesting about what they put on this list, let's see if we can find the actual post. Yeah, here it is. Look at this post. Happy New Year. Here's our target list. Privilege is a set of unearned benefits. In the United States, privilege is granted to people who have membership in one or more of these social... Where's my membership card? I have membership to these social identity groups? Where's my card? Do I get a card? White people, able-bodied people, heterosexuals, cisgender people, which is not a thing, males, Christians, middle or owning class people. Oh God, if you own a house or a condo, you're on the list. Middle-aged people? Is that a joke? I feel targeted. Middle-aged and English-speaking people. Do they though? Well, hey, JHACH actually, that's true. As far as JHACH is concerned, they give much privilege to English-speaking people, and they discriminate against people who have English as a second language now, don't they? I think we verified that throughout the Kowalski trial, that they discriminated against Beata Kowalski for her being a Christian and for being for having an accent. So that's what it sounded like to me. Kyle Cowden says, what the fuck is cisgender? I'm not even going to explain it to you because it's so stupid. If I explained it to you, this is where I would be.
You know, I can't deal with this. I'm going to nuke America.
I can't. I just can't. I can't explain it to you because it's so damn stupid.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
There's all kinds of problems with all of this. And it's because, anyway, they had to withdraw this. They withdrew this and they apologized. But their apology... Oh, what's the community notes? Oh, I get to rate community notes, you know. Privilege is not associated with choice or... No, this is not helpful. I don't want to hear your bullshit, incorrect information. See, this is how you do it. No, not helpful. No note needed. Piss off with your unscientific woke trash. Yes, that's very helpful. Easy to understand. Submit. Oh, my Lord. All right. I hate community notes is great, by the way. So anyway, they had to withdraw this. They had to say that it was a mistake and that it did not reflect their values, which is totally garbage. It did reflect their values. Clearly, it reflects all of this DIE. I like to call DEI, DIE, die, because we're all going to die because of these stupid policies at some point. When they put diversity ahead of safety, like what appears to be happening with the airlines, celebrating an all-female cockpit while doors are blowing off of airlines in flight, doesn't really make me happy that I'm getting on a plane tomorrow. I got to tell you, does not make me feel good.
The doors falling off of airplanes is truly astounding because what it is the airplanes that were purchased, they retrofitted because there was supposed to be an extra set of doorways there that they took away and put in this window plug. And this window plug, the bolts weren't secured properly because they're supposed to be set and have a torque rating of whatever on it. And they've started inspecting these, and they found like almost a dozen planes that they wouldn't pass spec.
Well, and they're just not taking. It doesn't seem like our airline industry is taking safety very, very seriously, and yet at the same time, they're spending all this time on these DEI policies and trainings. So, can we just do some safety trainings? Maybe we should do safety trainings because I don't really want to get on a plane. But it's either that or drive 10 and a half hours to Chicago in an ice storm, and I don't want to do that either. So,
But the thing with the airline industry is, I can't remember the statistic, but it's like the airline industry in the United States hasn't had a fatal accident in 15 years. It's actually the most safest form of travel at the moment.
The most safest? The most safest?
Most safest.
Well, that's good. That makes me feel a little better. That's look at this. Somebody just sent me on Twitter. We have found Laura Owens's podcast Twitter page, which just posted 2 hours ago. This is the Nobody Told Me podcast that Laura does with her mother. And this is the post she put up 2 hours ago. Setting boundaries in your personal and professional life to live more freely. Struggling with setting healthy boundaries in your relationships? Yes, I would say that Laura Owens does struggle with that. Join us in this episode as we uncover the secrets to creating and communicating clear, healthy boundaries with a psychotherapist. Is she going to get live psychotherapy on the air? This should be a really interesting show.
I doubt it. It just means ignoring your detractors online, and then you can live in this whimsical fantasy land.
Wow. I had not seen this Twitter page before. Reflect and grow, January 17th. Every life experience, even the toughest, has shaped you into a wiser, stronger you. She loves these quotes from people. She puts up a lot of these on social media.
I wonder how many of them are generated by ChatGPT.
Oh, this should be good. I may have to log off when I log off here. I may have to go and listen to this. Let's see if we can
download a few and listen to on the plane. That'll put you to sleep.
Here's the description of what this episode is going to be. When mother-daughter duo Jan Black and Laura Owens first conceptualized their two-generational talk show, nobody told them they'd snag the title of #1 self-help podcast for months on end. Do you think that's true?
No.
But that's exactly what they've done, Brad. That is what they've done, Brad.
I don't know why you don't believe me, Brad, but that's exactly what they've done. Delving into topics as far-flung as network building, the importance of failure, finding hope after being kidnapped, and how... What?
Wait, what?
She was kidnapped and trafficked to Reykjavik? Is that what's going on?
Finding hope after being kidnapped. What?
And how the principles of brain surgery can help us work through everyday problems. Featuring interviews with extraordinary individuals, Nobody Told Me shines light on the shared human experiences that bring us together and the challenges that serve as catalysts for our greatest growth. Nobody Told Me combines Jan's impressive broadcast journalism background and Laura's unique millennial perspective.
Bullshit.
Driven by a genuine desire to educate and empower, their pioneering platform gives insights into strategies and secrets of people of all walks of life.
I wonder if their guest, who appears to be, a professional, does she know? Does she know what is happening with this woman? How could you go on a podcast with someone about setting boundaries with a woman who sent multiple men a dating contract that if you don't date me, I'm going to have an abortion. If you don't date me, I won't. Like extortion. How is that a woman? This is a woman who needs some psychotherapy about boundaries for sure. But do these people do they Google who they're talking to? Holy crap.
Oh, let me share this. So this website gets aggregation information. And it says that they're 82nd in China for entrepreneurship.
What?
Yeah. Global reach, 4,036th and 738th in China.
In China. Well, what about America? What's their number here?
3,887th.
That's not number one, Brad. That's not number
Apple
one.
Podcast Best of 2018.
Atomic Ray. Oh, thank you for sending me that that article. I appreciate it. All right. I think that's all we had to get to today. And I really need to go and pack my bags and get ready for my trip. I am headed to Chicago for the funeral of my best friend's mom. She was the second mom to me. And I'm very sad about it. And I hope that the weather holds up. Please pray for that because I really don't want to be stranded somewhere. That would be bad. And I would like to get to be with the family and express my condolences with them. And I'm hoping that the weather will hold out enough for me to do that. This will be the last live stream you see from me for probably an entire week. I don't see me coming back to this next week because when I get back from my trip, a family friend is actually going to be here in town for Spawn's 18th birthday. And so we have a lot of birthday plans and shenanigans going on next week. So I'm most likely, if you're going to hear from me, it's going to be on Locals. And Locals, I'll keep you guys updated. meganfox.locals.com. If you want to be, in touch with me during this time, that's where I will be. But YouTube and Rumble, you're probably not going to hear from me for a while unless something like really crazy happens and I need to broadcast from the road, but I doubt it. I will be keeping Locals updated though. So make sure you get over there because Locals is a lot of fun. meganfox.locals.com. We have so much fun over there. We share our memes and we have all kinds of, fun over there. Yeah. Chicago in here, says Maggie May. They exaggerate weather all the time and we're equipped to deal with it. That's right. I was born and raised in Chicago and I feel flying into O'Hare is one of the safest airports I could be flying into in a bad weather situation. Because Chicago is on top of it, man. They know how to deal with ice and snow. And I have flown in worse conditions before. So I'm not really that worried about it. My concern is that my flight will get delayed. And I really just want to be there for my girlfriend and her family and help them out. I don't want to be stuck in an airport somewhere, just cooling my heels while all of that is going on. And they're dealing with one of the worst times of their lives.
Listening to crummy podcast.
Yeah, I'll be listening to Laura Owens' podcast. Hanging out on the Rochester International Airport floor. Yeah. So I think it'll be okay, but I could use the prayers. So please let me, keep me in your prayers for my travel. And I'll see you guys again soon, probably a week from next Friday. So whatever that following Monday is, I will be back. I will be back, baby. And I will be taking it on, whatever's going on. We will be doing that when I get back. Okay. Take care, everybody. I hope StreamYard works for the closing this time. If it doesn't, oh well.
I was lost, my world is near its end. Felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. Oh, this road has many choices. Oh, and my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. This time I know my road is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. And my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye. I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say. No, I don't wanna say goodbye. No, I don't wanna say goodbye.
So I take it that
Johnny's
you've
problem
seen
is he
Tamara
should
John's
come
bedroom
storming
before.
in there with
Yeah.
a string of
Do you
garlic
recall what
and
he
some
went
holy
into
water.
Mr.
And a
Judson's
cross,
first
a crucifix
bedroom?
one.
No.
May the
Do you
power of
recall,
Christ
or no, you
compel you.
No, I don't.
He
Sure,
realized
Miss
his house
Hubbard,
was infested with
just up for
succubuses.
that,
And
there's a photo you're looking of what it, yes. Do you recall whether it was there
Succuloters.
when you arrived in the afternoon? I don't remember seeing it now. So while shooting,
No
was it
wonder he
there?
said drown her before you burn her.
Oh my god.
You-
Your next witness?
Now I know
Witness
why
for
he wanted to
known
drown
as
her.
Glacis, and that
Next
is
witness
also
lives in
by
Romania.
video.
Is that correct?
That begins with Miss Vasquez.